Hey everybody, this is Matt. I wanted to talk about a topic that's very close to my heart when it comes to Kaijudo, and that is the future competitive format for Kaijudo. And I've kind of posted my thoughts all over the internet, but I wanted to make a video that kind of accumulated all my thoughts and talked about it again. What I would like to see in the game is a band restricted limited format like Yu-Gi-Oh has, instead of a set block rotational format that other card games like Magic the Gathering or Pokemon has. I think a system similar to Yu-Gi-Oh has its benefits, and I'm going to go over the different benefits it has to players, to the game in general, to businesses, and how it all affects me. So, I mean, players. I'm really concerned about new players in this game. I mean, I think it's important to be concerned about new players because new players are the people that's going to keep the game afloat. You know, you got to have continuing of new players coming into the game for the game to for the game to stay popular. So, you have to often think about how does the new player feel about a topic? How would this affect the new player? And I think a system similar to Yu-Gi-Oh is very good for the new player. Treats them very well. New players, they don't have to worry about investing in the cards that may be rotated out soon. I know in Pokemon, I sometimes see threads that where somebody's saying, "What cards should I buy? I'm just starting to play this game," and people say, "Well, if you want to be competitive, you need these cards." But you know, do be noticed that these cards will be rotated out in 6 months. You know, and it can be very hard for a new player coming into the game, knowing that they have to have these cards to be competitive, but the cards are going to be worthless in a year's time. It can make a new player hesitant to invest in a game. I know it affects me. Players don't have a lot of money can continue to play the game with the cards they do have, and they can invest in the game at their own pace. So if it means that they don't have to worry about their cards becoming useless. After a certain amount of time, and it means when a new set comes out, they're not buying cards just because they have to be competitive. They're buying cards because they're interested in the product, and that raises the excitement level of everybody around them by uh, when they're excited about the product. Um, it can affect the game in different ways. New cards enhance older cards. And so instead of just like you having power creep and the newest card is better than the older card and the newer is stronger and stronger and stronger, you then have this card coming out that maybe isn't that super strong. Maybe it's not super duper, oh my god, it's strong. um but it affects an older card and bumps that up, and you're like, holy cow, that's a good strategy right there. It just opens up this whole world of different combinations, which gives people to buy the products more than just, oh, we're new. New cards, yay. It's, oh man, that has a cool new Beastkin. I think that's the name of it. Beastkin. Yeah. Beast, yeah. It has a new Beastkin in it, in it. I need it for my Beastkin deck or Wild Veggie. See, I remember Wild Veggie because Wild Veggie is amazing. But it has a new Wild Veggie, and Karate Carrot needs another Wild Veggie partner for the Wild Veggie deck. I mean, come on. I'd buy a set just because it had more Wild Veggies in it. Seriously, I would. So, I mean, I think it sells more products because, well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, people may not buy the product because, oh, it doesn't enhance any of my current cards. But I think the same chance of people going, whoa, that's a new elemental hero. I need that for my elemental hero deck. And they're just like buying, 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 buying. The metagame, like I said, it becomes less about the newest strong card and it's more broad. So it's like this deck is really good, this deck is really good, this deck is really good. Players have more options when they go to tournaments on what they want to play because it's not just, oh well, you got to play the newest best deck. You got to play that. It's about, well, this deck is really good, and the new set made this a little bit stronger, but I still think this is really good too. And players have more ways to adjust their deck because they have a bigger pool of cards to choose from. Somebody may make a water dark control some way, but you have other cards that you can make a water dark control another way, you know? So it's not just the same old deck, and it's not just the same old cards at the very top. It's a more wider metagame. And people may be like, well, yeah, but the older cards that are broken, they'll just be broken forever, and they'll just be dominant forever, and they'll just rule the whole game. But that's where I think a good ban, restricted, limited list fixes this problem. If people are like, well, that King Neuron is pretty strong, let's limit it to one. Well, that affects it greatly. I mean, you limit it one, that changes games. And people are like, well, these guys aren't as strong anymore. Well, we'll remove it from the list. And now it kind of, it's like an ocean. It's going up and down. It's not just like a mountain that keeps getting bigger and bigger as in other card games. It's an ocean. It's constantly coming up and down. I think it's a much better system, I think. Um, Business reasons. Players are more willing to purchase older products because they know the cards within them will always be legal. I mean, you look at the Master Dragon Collection kit that just came out. Somebody was asking me like, "What packs of cards come in it?" And I was like, "Rise of the Duel Masters," and they were like, "That's all right." I mean, if it was another card game like Pokemon, you say, "Oh, like a new product came out with like 3 or 9 month old product packs in it," they'd be like, "What? Why they put all these old cards in here? Why couldn't they put the newest set in here? Why couldn't the Dragon Master Collection have Dragon Strike Infernus packs in it? Man, I don't want those old cards. Those old cards aren't good anymore." Nah, but I mean, Rise of the Duel Masters, people are like, I still needed some cards from that set, and the cards are great, so nice. I have no complaints with that. Um, Products have a longer shelf life, and they retain their value for longer. That means that speaks so much to stores. It really does. Am I spiking? I don't know. That mean if I was a store owner, that would just be one of the most important things for me. Like these products that I invest into, will they make my money back? And will they make me a profit? And if it's a card game and I buy a bunch of Pokemon theme decks, and a year later, they're still sitting on the shelf, and nobody wants to buy them because either the cards aren't good anymore or they're rotated out. If they're rotated out, they're just not going to sell. They're just not going to sell. I can't think of a single scenario, minus a weird, freaky draft format, where old theme decks are going to sell. In Pokemon, um, in Magic, maybe in Magic, but I don't know. But it also means the secondary market has keeps the values for the single cards. It means that cards don't just go from, oh yeah, they're currently the top of the list, wrecking the format, $50 card. Oh, they just got rotated out. They're worth like $5. No. It's like, well, it's worth $50, but new cards have come out. It's kind of bumped it down. It may be worth like 40 now. But that also affects the local stores that have singles because they go off the prices, a lot of them do, go off the secondary market prices they find online. So like one week you walk into a store and let's say it's Pokemon and you're like, "Hey, I got Mewtwo EX. It's worth like $40." Okay, we'll buy it for 20, okay? And then like 2 weeks later the card gets rotated out and now it's worth $5. Well, you bought it for 20. The best you can sell it for is 5 because that's what the secondary market prices are for it. I mean, you can either do two things. You can list it in your store for 20, what you paid for it. It will never sell, and I've seen that all over the place. Because players are going to go online and get it for a lot cheaper than paying the store's overpriced sell. or you list it for $5 what it's actually worth, and you take a huge loss on it. You take a huge loss on all your cards when they get rotated out. I don't know how other stores handle that. Maybe they do some kind of liquidation thing. I mean, you see the liquidation all over the place. In Pokemon at nationals and worlds events at the end of every season, people stand in line at the vendors just trying to liquidate all their cards because they know the second they get rotated out, they have no value. So they know these EXs, these super rares that they've invested $10 or $20 a piece in, they better try to get $5 a piece in them because once they get rotated out, you might as well just stick them to your wall because they're not going to have much of a value after that. But with a ban restricted limited list, the value stays higher. You don't have to rush to get rid of them quickly before they get rotated out. You can hold on to them, and heck, some cards may actually go up in value because they may be harder to get them. I mean, I could see how somebody could argue, well, yeah, but once the set is sold out and there's no more to be produced, it becomes impossible for people to get some of these old cards. And I think that's a valid point. I think it's a very valid point. I do think though, if the company produces enough to begin with, then there should be enough in the market forever. I mean, the players are going to hopefully continue to grow, but I mean, if Wizards of the Coast produces enough Kaijudo, enough Rise of the Duelmaster Kaijudo, I mean, even if you can't go to your local store and see the pack and the box to buy it right then, you should at least be able to go to the secondary market, eBay or online stores, and find it there. And yes, the price will be higher, but at least it'll be possible to get. And other older players may have the card too, and you can trade for it. So I mean, I don't think it'd be impossible to get certain cards, but I mean, I can see the point. I mean, if you're looking to make a really good Cyber Lord deck, and let's say it's 3 years later from where we are now, and somebody's like, you really do need King Neuron," and they're like, "But I can't get King Neuron. One, it's a super rare. Two, the set's been gone for like 3 years now. Three, everybody wants $60 a piece for it. How am I supposed to get it?" I can see that point. But the thing is, 3 years from now, we're going to have so many different Cyberlord options. You know, I mean, there may still be people that go, you have to have King Neuron. But I mean, in the newest Dragon Strike Infernus set, we've seen a new Cyberlord evolution. Will it replace King Neuron? Probably not. But it's an option. So, I think it's a good point, but I think, it doesn't rule out formats like this. Um, in the end, for me, just me talking about myself here, I'm about to graduate from college. I have college loans to worry about. I need to pay those off as quick as possible, but that means I need a job. And this economy. I mean, that in itself is stressful. Worrying about if you're going to get a job or not when you get out of college. I cannot afford to invest my money into cards that will be rotated out in a year or so. I have to be very wise about where I invest my money. And if I invest my money in some cards, like I've already spent a lot of money on Kaijudo cards already, and I will feel really really bad if a year and a half from now, like I get out of college, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take a break from everything and just work and just try to do something with my life, and I come back in a year and it's like, oh, all those cards are rotated out. Sorry, you can't use any of those cards at your weekly event. Sorry, you can't go to a Kaijudo Master Challenge and use any of those cards. Sorry. That would just like drive a stake right through my heart. It really would. It would be like, wow, that's disappointing. And would I be willing to spend any more money in Kaijudo? Probably not. Because what if I had to take another break? Well, there goes all my cards again, you know? So, in the long run, I think a banned, restricted, limited list for Kaijudo works. I think it works really good, really well. I think it unlocks possibilities, the combinations just get bigger and bigger and bigger. I think it's easier for new players. I think it makes a lot of sense for local stores that have older products. I think it makes a ton of sense, and I don't see why other card games don't do this as much. Um, but I do hope Kaijudo chooses a system like this for their game. Because to be honest, if they announce tomorrow that Kaijudo is going to follow in Magic the Gathering's footsteps and do a block rotation format, I really have to decide if I want to invest anymore in this game because it'd be a hard decision. To be honest, it'd be a very hard decision. I love this game so much. I'm starting to decorate my room. As I get stuff. I just bought the Dragon Master Collection kit. I think it's a great product. I love the box it comes in. I love the dragons that were in it. Other people may poo-poo them and say, "Oh, blah blah blah." I don't really care, but I love the game. I have fun playing it, win or loss. But a decision like that would really make me have to, you know. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up because Kaijudo rules. If you have any comments, definitely post them below. If you want to talk about it, feel free to talk about it. It's a very important topic to me, so that's why I made this video. Thank you for watching this video. If you like my channel, please subscribe to it. I hope to make more videos in the future. And thank you for watching Kaijudo Rules. Nature especially rules. Bye bye.